So good morning friends, welcome to PD classes. Today a very important session for all those who want to make their career in economics. Students, हमने अपने दोनों channels पर आपको बहुत से videos regarding different subjects we have given you. I hope you must be enjoying all those videos also. So first of all, welcome Mr. Vishal.
Yes sir.
So Vishal, सबसे पहले मैं जानना चाहता हूँ, what do you mean by the word snowball effect?
The snowball effect is the effect on the quantity demanded.
Okay.
That one have to possess unique goods like special sports car,
yes,
or other special expensive things like iPhone or what we say Apple,
okay,
laptop.
Okay, so you are having your subject as economic honors.
Yes sir.
So I want to ask all those questions related to this subject. So first of all, tell me what is GDP?
Sir, GDP is the money value of all goods and services produced in our domestic territory.
Okay, and what is GNP then?
The GNP is the gross national product.
Yes, like outside of the boundary also what we are earning, that earning is also get included within a period of a year.
Yes sir.
What is PPC?
Sir, sure sir. PPC is the production possibility curve, or also known as production possibility frontier.
Okay.
It is used to show the combination of two goods that can be produced with the given resources that a nation have. Like let's take an example. Two goods, wheat and gun.
Yes.
One country with the given resources produce 100 unit of guns and 10 units of wheat.
Okay.
If the government wants to raise the production of wheat, he must be reduce the production of guns.
Yes. So can you tell me the difference between fiscal and monetary policies?
Yes sir. The fiscal policy and monetary policy both used to control inflation and deflation, okay, along with the money supply in the market. But fiscal policy used by the central government, like they sell equities, disinvestment and privatization, like recently LIC is privatized to raise funds for the infrastructure.
Yes.
While monetary policy used by the RBI to control the money supply in the market, like bank rate and reverse repo rate, along with repo rate and other instruments of the RBI.
Okay. And what do you mean by the word national income?
Sure sir. National income is the money value of all goods and services produced by the citizens of that country.
Good. What do you mean by domestic territory?
Sure sir. Domestic territory includes the political frontier, but along with that, the central government assets in abroad, like the civil aviation lines between Singapore and Japan, are the domestic territory of India.
Okay.
If they belong to the central government of India.
Okay. Now I'm giving chance to Mukta. Mukta, have your questions, please.
Ji sir, tell me about your family.
As for my family, I live in nuclear family consisting of 5 adult and 1 kid.
Yes.
My family consisting of 2 couples. First, my parents, and the second one is my elder brother and his wife, and I have also 1 niece.
Good.
Okay.
Okay, you just now I named 2 policies, so I want to ask you the name again, which control inflation and deflation, and which are those policies? I just named and asked you something about that.
Okay, sir. Inflation and deflation are serious problems in every country.
Yes.
And the central bank of every country uses every instrument to control inflation and deflation.
Yes.
India is a country in which a central bank is RBI, that controls the inflation deflation by the instruments of bank rate and reverse repo rate,
yes,
repo rate, along with other instrument like open market operations, that on behalf of government they can sell and purchase the equity of the governments,
right,
to raise funds and to control money supply in the market.
Okay. And what about the other, as I stated, ask you about 2 policies. So as you stated about RBI, so which policy RBI is handling?
Monetary policy.
And what about the other policy name?
The fiscal policy that is used by central government.
Central. Now I'm asking you that how many types of monetary policies are there?
So monetary policy uses usually the bank rate.
These are the levers of bank rate, repo rate, reverse repo. All these are the levers. I'm asking, like in monetary policy also, RBI is controlling monetary policy through 2 ways. Like one is contractionary policy, another is expansion policy.
Yes sir.
And in inflation especially, they are using contractionary policy.
Yes,
and
sir.
at the time of recession,
yes,
they
sir.
are using expansion policy.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? Sure. Now my next question to you is, tell me the functions of RBI.
Sir, the main purpose or sole function of the RBI is to supervise the commercial bank and other financial institutions in the country,
Okay.
along with the SEBI and stock market exchange.
Yes.
And for that they use every method to do that. under the government guidelines and policies made by the parliament.
Okay. So any special function where RBI, one as you stated about the monetary policy, another is they are controlling the government funds also.
Yes,
and
sir.
they are the apex bank, I can say.
Yes, sir.
All the banks have to take permission.
Yes, sir.
By paying CRR, isn't
Yes,
it?
sir.
So what is CRR?
CRR, cash reserve ratio.
Okay.
Sir, it is the ratio that the bank must park to the RBI as the security.
Then what is SLR?
Sir, SLR, statutory liquidity ratio.
Yes.
That is the goods.
It is parked for the safety purpose.
Sir, it is a
so that bank may not get insolvent.
Yes, sir.
This is
Sir, it is the goods that that is very liquidity, that like gold
Yes.
and other bonds like US Treasury bonds that
Okay.
can easily be converted into cash.
Yes. Check. Can you tell me the types of money?
Sir, there are various types of money, but usually there are three types of money.
Okay.
That is, one is commodity money that is used in barter system in very much old times.
Okay.
But when we are in medieval times,
Yes.
we use metallic money
Yes.
like gold coins or silver coins or other types of coins. They have intrinsic value.
Okay.
And in modern times, there are fiat money like paper money.
Okay. And what is government budget? And tell me its aim also.
So government budget is the estimated revenue and expenditure of the government of one fiscal year,
Okay.
and it aims to stabilize the economy and and to boost infrastructure for the development of nation.
Okay. And what is Forex reserve?
So Forex reserve is the foreign currency held by the RBI to control their own currency.
And what is Forex exchange rate?
The foreign exchange rate are the rate
Yes.
that that is used to exchange our own currency in relation to other currencies.
Okay. What do you mean by the word appreciation?
So appreciation is the gain in one's currency in relation to other currency. Like let's take an example. Like today $1 is equal to 75 rupees.
Okay.
If we assume that tomorrow dollar appreciates, then $1 must be greater than the 75 rupees.
Okay. Why almost all nations uses flexible exchange rate since long time ago?
So flexible exchange rate is very convenient method to use, and therefore every country uses this since a very long time ago. As it is based on the supply and demand forces of the market, and it is very effective to prevent money laundering and other malpractices to promote terrorism by the rogue states.
Okay. What are the types of accounts in BOP account?
So BOP accounts means the balance of payment account. It is the central government account in RBI. There are generally two type of accounts in BOP account.
Okay.
First is current account that deals with the export and imports of the merchandise as well as hidden services
Yes.
and invisible items. And second one is the capital account that deals with the borrowing and lending of money along with the MNC's investment and other portfolio investments.
Okay. And what are the sources of foreign exchange?
So there are many sources, but usually we consider only two. FDI, that is foreign direct investment,
Okay.
and second one is FII, that is foreign institutional investment. While FDI uses the investment by the private firms
Okay.
into the high population countries for their personal interest, and this
Yes.
also creates the employment in the high population countries.
Okay. Explain the financial crisis due to COVID-19 and its impact in government pressure and general people.
Okay, sir. COVID-19 is very serious problem, as we know all. Due to the lockdowns and stringent measures, all major economies of the world crippled to its knees.
Yes.
Despite the lockdown, there are negative impact on government treasure.
Okay.
It has twofold. First is due to lockdowns and other halting in economic activities, the revenue of the government fall down, and at the same time, due to the healthcare emergency, the expenditure of the government is rises,
Okay.
and therefore it has very negative impact on the government treasure. and it has also creates a wide gap in fiscal deficit of any country.
What are the central problems?
Sure, sir. Central problems are the problems that every nation faces. Like with the given resources, the central problems are what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. And along with that, there are other problems like a growth of resources and a reallocation of resources to raise equality and to end social discrimination.
Okay. China's economy grows significantly in 2 decades. So what lesson it teaches to other high population countries like India?
The China's economy grows significantly in last 2 decades, as we all know.
Yes.
But it also teaches a lesson to every country, as like China grew annually 10% till 10 years,
Okay.
and by that their economies became the second largest in the world, and therefore it teaches a lesson to other high population countries to raise their economies in the global prosperity list, and therefore by attracting the FDI and foreign investment, and with the investment in technology and research to develop their nation like China.
Okay, explain the different views in policy of population control bill.
Sure, sir. Population control bill is very a debatable topic in India,
Yes.
as well as abroad. One section of people think that when this population control bill implemented, in the long run the population declines,
Okay.
and this has very positive impact on the nation's overall development and the standard of living of people.
Yes.
And other section of people have a negative view of that.
Okay.
Like they say, in the long run the population declines, and due to the healthcare improvement, their old age population must be rising, and majority of population is aged, and therefore in the long run, after 100 years, global economy halt and at a stagnant rate, and not grow significantly, and this causes a very backlash to the humanity, as it wants to colonize the space.
And what is India's path financially, or we can say Indian economy? What do you mean by this?
Sir, India's path financially is very bright,
Okay.
but the central government must have to bring this to the reality,
Okay.
and to the ground. The central government must invest highly in the infrastructure, and along with that, and asset creation in the abroad, as well as to boost their economy. They have to must set up very high logistic support in the country to attract the foreign companies and FDI, to raise employment in the country, and to end all society problems.
What is bandwagon effect?
Sure, sir. Bandwagon effect is the effect on quantity demanded.
Okay.
It is a positive effect of some snob effect, like we say earlier.
Yes.
Bandwagon effect usually pursue in the persons like they want to in fashion, like let's take an example, like one phone, or like phone 1+5,
Okay.
that is in trend. That bandwagon effect raises the quantity demanded of the 1+5 mobile, as this in fashion, and the person wants to in fashion purchases this, and this as we say, there is a rumor that 1+5 mobile have 60% consumers.
Okay.
Then quantity demanded of rises.
Yes. Who first coined the term Indo-Pacific, and to replace which term, and what are the efforts of Quad?
Sir, Indo-Pacific term is very bright term that coined by the former Prime Minister of the Japan, Shinzo Abe,
Okay.
to raise and promote the Indian importance in the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean.
Okay.
And the Quad is an international security dialogue, formerly known as Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, that contains the four nations US, Japan, Australia and India.
Okay.
And it fosters the free and open Indo-Pacific, and along with that they also promote the security of the South China Sea and free Pacific Ocean.
Okay. What are tariffs imposed?
The tariffs of the taxes imposed by the central government on the import of goods, and this is imposed because to prevent our domestic economy and domestic businessmen and to raise exports of the good and to attract FDI by like government gives an incentives to the private firms of the MNCs to come in India and set up their factories and plants there.
Okay. How is RBI controlling the commercial banks?
RBI controls the commercial bank by the policy of the government set regulations and timely audit the commercial banks and other financial institutions to check their security and the liquidity and other regularities in their formal work.
Okay. Mukta, have your questions, please.
Sure, sir. So tell me, what is economics?
Economics is generally science of money, but beyond that, economics also is a structure and study the different models that can be implemented by the capitalist economy, socialist economy and mixed economy in the macro level to raise the standards of the public and for the welfare of the humanity.
Right.
With the given resources, and also with the given resources they have to increase the productivity.
Okay.
What is mixed economy?
Sure, sir. Mixed economy is the economy that contains the special feature of both capitalist economy and socialist economy. In mixed economy, the government partially controls the private firms and private companies, like the regulations on the private firms not so much tight and not so much loose, that they can do their work freely.
What is the difference between monopoly and oligopoly?
Sure, sir. Monopoly is the structure that deals with the one firm
Yes.
that controls the market,
Okay.
and they also use the price discrimination, and they have patent rights of that good, and no one else can produce that good and sell in the market.
Okay.
While oligopoly structure is slightly different, with very few numbers of firms in that field, and they have used product differentiation with a special feature and sell their products and by advertising their products. Like let's take an example, like cars manufacturer in India
Okay.
is a very small group of firms like Maruti, Mahindra and VD Motors and other etc. But when we say the monopoly, there is one firm in Africa of world class diamonds, that is De Beers,
Okay.
that controls 80% of the market in the globally. That is the difference between the monopoly and oligopoly. But the oligopoly also takes the structure of monopoly when they form cartels, like OPEC. They used monopoly structure and to sell their crude oil to different nations and continents.
Okay. Mr. Vishal, we want to know your hobbies also.
Sir, as of my points and pastime, I usually pursue the activities of reading magazine newspapers, and along with that I also like to traveling and exploring new cultures
Okay.
and follow daily news stories of financial institutions, strategic studies and international relations and miscellaneous things that go on currently.
And what are your strong points?
So as the points in my character that make me good assets are reverent in work and good leadership qualities.
Okay. And your weakness?
So not so weakness that as the points in my being that I'm working upon are enhancing my multitasking skills and time management.
Okay. Can you tell me the difference between macro and microeconomics?
Sure, sir. Macroeconomics deals with the aggregate level at the nation,
Okay.
while microeconomics deals with the microscopic study of the nation's people. Like if we want to know the person's choices of goods, then it is the subject matter of economics, microeconomics.
Okay.
When we talk about the policy formulation and implementation, then it is subject matter of macroeconomics, like GNP and GDP and national income also.
Okay. Why you opted economics as your career? What is the reason?
Sir, in my school time, I was very good in economics,
Okay.
and due to that, and also other points like my family encouraged me to do that, and personally I like economics very much,
Okay.
and when I research about the fields economics and career in economics, I am delighted to know that there is a very good career opportunities in economics.
Okay. And which is your favorite topic in economics?
So my favorite topic in economics is national income and GDP growth.
Okay. Well done. You have studied very well. Do you know about inflation also?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by this?
Sir, inflation is the country usually occurs
Okay.
because of the financial crisis. Like one section of people have so much money due to the malpractices,
Okay.
and one section are do the not have so much money. Like let's take an example. Inflation in the country rises when there are goods that is limited, but the money supply increases very much.
Okay.
This creates a gap between the product and the money, and due to this the inflation rises as people wants that good at high prices, and this causes inflation, and we say
The value of money goes down.
yes.
What do you mean by deflation?
Deflation is the opposite of inflation. In deflation, the money supply is less than the products or production of the goods in that country.
Okay. Which is more harmful, like deflation or inflation?
Sir, both are harmful.
Okay. But if we see the severity, then
Then the inflation is very harmful.
deflation.
Inflation.
You think inflation is
Yes,
harmful? Okay, you are an expert. We will consider it. But our thinking is deflation. So we'll ask the viewers also, which is
Okay,
more
sir.
harmful.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Keep it up. You have given very wonderful answers. Keep it up.
Okay,
So
sir.
nice.
Thank
So
you,
nice of you. Keep it up.